Hello again, everyone. If you'll notice at the time on the left, I took a bit of a break for 10 minutes just to try and calm down a bit. Clearly, it's worked a charm. But yeah, anyways, we are almost here to the Roblox Kaiju and event and Game Pass and all that. I said Roblox and Game Pass. Anyways, the focus of this video, late game, end game. Let's go. Behemoth. I'd say he is powerful. He is not an incredible kaiju, but he's pretty good. His building grinding is decent, and his healing is something else. If a behemoth rolls up to you and it's a high level one, you're gonna be in for a fight, and more than likely you're gonna lose. Well, not more than likely, but it depends on your kaiju, honestly. I fought a level 25 or 30 behemoth with a level 90 Godzilla Jr. And it was torture. I had to sit back there and beam spam the poor thing 10 times. I used my beam. And then I went in for melee fully expecting for me to die because this fight had taken like 5 minutes, and then I barely killed it. So I beam spammed it, and I still barely killed it. I don't know, maybe that's just me having a skill issue. It probably is, but still. Behemoth's powerful. Showa Mechagodzilla, trash. He is completely useless. Unlike Mogera, which has gotten a couple of buffs that keep it from being horrible. By the way, it is still pretty bad, so I'll move it down to bad. It's still not... Showa Mechagodzilla is trash. Like, if it was buffed back to its former glory, it can destroy servers. But right now, it's completely useless. And that's how Showa Mechagodzilla works. It's a ranged kaiju, like Mogera. So both of them, you either go with a really powerful kaiju, or a useless one. So both of them, in my opinion, need rebalances. But anyways, Kiryu. Kiryu is pretty good, and you need him for either. So I'd say powerful. Kiryu also has... like, he's got decent melee, obviously not incredible melee, but still decent. A missile and 2 beams, which is pretty good. Yeah, Kiryu's just all around good. He's decently fast, got some decent health. Well, if you call 3800 decent in this game. Okay, Kiryu's health is a bit on the lower side, but he's decently fast, got pretty good damage and pretty good regen. Well, average regen. He's just good all around. Heisei Godzilla, powerful. His ray and pulse upgrades from his rage meter are pretty cool, and he's needed for Destroyer. However, due to having a less steep, I guess, XP curve than Junior, requiring less XP to get to level 100, and also the fact that he's much better than Junior makes him a lot more fun to grind. The main thing with Heisei is, why is the stationary mode, like his V, why is the stationary mode even an option? Like, oh, do you want to attack while moving? Or do you want to attack, but as soon as you attack, your feet are magnetically attracted to the floor? I don't know. I got my Heisei to at least level 65 before I figured out what his V did. And I was incredibly angry with myself. Anyways, Godzilla 2021. Powerful. He is needed for MG21, and will probably be needed for Godzilla 2024. Oh, probably, almost definitely needed for Godzilla 2024. But, yeah, I would say that, like, G21 when he was first released was incredibly powerful. Then they nerfed him, so he was honestly pretty mid. And then they buffed him again. Well, mainly to do with a Hollow Earth Quarry. Like, at first, you could move while using it, and it cost 100 charge. Then they changed it to where you couldn't move while using it, and it still cost 100 charge. And then they changed it again to only cost 50 charge, but you still couldn't move. So yeah, G21, powerful. He could be better, but he also could be a lot worse. Alright, then we have Kong. Kong is going into powerful because, like, he is, I guess, the first kaiju that really pulled off the hit and run strategy. If he gets you low, then he'll just kill you. If you get him low, then he'll run and heal. If you try to beam him, he'll parry it. Like, Kong is designed to be pretty annoying, but he is also pretty fun to use, I gotta say. And you also need him for MG, so. Alright, then we have Muto Prime. Now, Muto Prime is our very first broken. I don't know why I gave Muto Prime this honor, but yeah, Muto Prime is incredibly powerful, and, like, it's pretty expensive, which is obviously a turn-off for most people. It's pretty hard to get Muto Prime for most people, but it is incredibly powerful. It can ground people very, very reliably. Like, I think its rules do damage, have knockback, and can ground flies. So if you count the rules as attacks, which they do damage, they technically are, 3 of its 7 attacks can ground flies. Like, that is incredible. And it's also great in melee. A Max G20, a YouTuber by the name of Cole Wilbold, I think, did a video on how powerful a max level Muto Prime was, and it almost beat a Destroyer, which just goes to show how Destroyer's falling off. Anyways, now we're on to the endgame kaiju. MG20, oh my god, sorry. He's not trash. MG21 is not quite in the broken tier. He's just powerful. If it was when he was first released, he'd be in super broken because he had a 3.6k damage beam and some very overpowered missiles. Like, MG could shred pretty much everything. Nowadays, though, he is a lot worse. He has fallen off a fair bit. He needs some damage buffs and stuff. Most of the endgame kaiju actually need rebalancing. Ultima doesn't. But I'd say Monster Zero, Destroyer, and Mechagodzilla need to be slightly more powerful considering how expensive they are. Monster Zero, powerful. Like, Monster Zero used to be broken, but now it's barely powerful. Like, not only is its XP curve ridiculous, like, it's more than Destroyer, he also can barely, like, he can't deal with other flyers. Like, a skilled male Muto can kill a skilled Monster Zero very easily. Obviously, a high-level Monster Zero is a very difficult foe to fight. But at the end of the day, if you can ground it, then you're pretty good. Like, a Muto Prime that's able to ground Monster Zero. Like, if a Muto Prime is able to ground a Monster Zero, then the Monster Zero is going to be in some serious trouble. Also, his beam nerf, where he can not use his triple beam in the air, he has to use it one by one, also makes him a lot worse. Like, everything about Monster Zero was nerfed a fair bit. Not too much, just a fair bit. But it overall made him a pretty big chunk worse. Anyways, now that I'm done ranting about that, Godzilla Ultima's going in broken. Because not only can Godzilla Ultima beat pretty much everything in the game except for a skilled Eva, and that was when Eva was at the height of its power. I'm pretty sure nowadays Godzilla Ultima could kill Evas. Like, Godzilla Ultima can kill pretty much everything in the game, and it's the least expensive endgame kaiju. Like, Mechagodzilla costs less G-cells, but it costs a lot more in XP and kaiju requirements. Godzilla Ultima, you need one 15k kaiju that has the lowest XP curve possible in the game at level 75. And that's it. Boom. Get 500k G-cells, you got Ultima. Its XP curve is also nowhere near as bad as the other endgame kaiju, so. And finally, well, almost finally, we have Destroyer. Now, Destroyer deserves to go in broken. Like, he is incredibly expensive and has recently started falling off. Like, Muto Prime can almost kill him, which is not a good sign. Like, Destroyer, when it was first added, would have probably gone like super broken, maybe god tier if we're pushing it. But yeah, right now he's just in broken. And Eva, I'd say Eva would go in broken as well. High level Evas are pretty common. Well, considering how rare Eva is in general. Like, most Evas you see nowadays are high level, and they are annoying to fight. They're essentially if Kong decided to be really toxic. The only way you can use Eva properly is if you... Well, the only way you use Eva properly nowadays is if you spear, run in, deal damage, but if you get low, oh no. You gotta run, heal up to full, then go back in. And then just repeat that till the thing's dead. Like... Oh, and apparently Eva's really powerful form, the one on this image right here, is incredibly has very good regen. Like, yeah. Eva all around is just made to be a very annoying kaiju, I gotta say. Alright, next up, in the next video, the final video, we have the Robux event, which is like Christmas, Halloween, Code Kaiju, and Mission Kaiju. Alright, so here is the tier list so far. Pause the video if you'd like to see where I put each kaiju from each part of the tier list. Actually, I can barely fit them all in. If you cut off a bit of Show Mechagodzilla. Alright,